Ramanujan Maths Academy.
Welcome to Ramanujan Maths Academy. Today we are going to start one of the important chapter, that is circle. There will be several parts on this chapter. Among them, here is the first. So let us start. We will start this chapter with some definitions which you know already. So there will be basic definitions, then circles passing through 1, 2, 3 points with activities. Okay. Then we will see secant and tangent, and we are going to see theorems on tangent. So let us start. You are familiar with the concepts regarding circle like center, radius, diameter, chord, interior and exterior of a circle. So let us one more time recall them. So here are the some definitions. First is chord of a circle. So here is the definition. A line segment joining any 2 points of the circle is called the chord of the circle, and here is its figure. Okay, here we can see circle with center O. Okay, and here is one segment we can say, and it touches the circle at 2 points. Okay, it touches the circle in 2 points where we take point A and point B. Okay, and that is the chord of a circle. Okay, one more time I will read the definition. A line segment joining any 2 points of the circle is called the chord of a circle. Next definition is congruent circles. So what are the congruent circles? Circles having equal radii are called congruent circles, and for reference here is the figure. Here you can see two different circles, okay, having center O, but their radius, the radius of first circle is OA and the radius of another circle is OP. Okay, you can see in figure they have same radii. Okay, that's why we are saying them congruent circles. And the last is intersecting circles. So what are intersecting circles? So the coplanar circles having 2 points in common are called intersecting circles. So for reference here is the figure. Here is the center P and center Q. Okay, so two circles are given and they intersect in 2 points. First is A and second is B. Okay, so this type of circles are called as intersecting circles. Now let us start with the actual topic, that is circles passing through 1, 2 or 3 points. Here you can see figure. So let's discuss about it. So let us study some activities now. In the adjoining figure, point A lies in a plane. Okay, here point A, and it lies in a plane. Then all the three circles with centers P, Q, R pass through point A. Okay, we can see here in figure. Here three circles are given with centers P, Q and R, and all these three circles have one common point that is A. Okay, then we have question that how many more such circles may pass through point A. Okay, how many more circles can pass through this point A? So if you try drawing more circles through point A, you will be able to draw so many circles through point A. So our answer will be infinite circles. Okay, so infinite number of circles can pass through a point A. Okay, now let us see some more activities. Here you can see on the left side 3 points are given, A, B and C, and two questions are given. First question is that in the adjoining figure, how many circles pass through points A and B? So if you observe this figure, so you will get that many circles can pass through these 2 points A and B. Here for reference only 2 to 3 circles are drawn here, but you can draw infinite number of circles which pass through point A and B. So our answer is infinite number. Now next question is how many circles contain all the 3 points A, B, C. Okay, we have to draw a circle like that. It should pass through these 3 points, okay, at the same time. So our answer is only one circle can pass through these 3 points. Okay, now let us see one more activity. So here it is, activity first. Now we have given figure 0.6. So first read that. Draw segment AB. Draw perpendicular bisector L of the segment AB. Then take point P on the line L as a center, PA as a radius. Okay, first circle we draw with center P and radius PA. Okay, which passes through point B and A. Okay, then observe that the circle passes through point B also. Find the reason. So reason is that we have studied already the property of perpendicular bisector of the segment. Now main question is that taking any other point Q on the line L, here we have to take Q point on line L. Okay, if a circle is drawn with center Q and radius QA, will it pass through B? Think. Okay, first what we did, we draw a circle with center P and radius PA. Okay, it passes through B. Now what is next question? Question is that if we take another point Q on L, on line L, and we take it as a center and QA as a radius, and if we draw a circle, will it pass through B? Okay, so this is the first question. And next is that how many such circles can be drawn passing through A and B? Where will their centers lie? So here are the answers. Here is the answer of first, you can see. So answer is yes. Circle with center Q and radius QA passes through point B. Okay, it should be cleared. Now second is that we can draw infinite number of circles passing through A and B. Okay, all their centers will lie on the perpendicular bisector of AB, that is line L. So hope you understand this activity. Now next activity is that take any three non-collinear points. Okay, non-collinear points means they are not in one line. Okay, so what should be done to draw a circle passing through all these points? Then what should we do? We will see, first of all we will draw perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Okay, then we will get one line. Then next step what we will do, we will draw perpendicular bisector of BC. Again we will get one line here. Okay, then we will get one common point, and with the help of that common point we will draw the circle taking it as a center. Now next question is that draw a circle passing through these points. Then is it possible to draw one more circle passing through these 3 points? Think of it. So here is our answer. So answer of first question, first of all we will have to draw perpendicular bisector of AB and BC. Then taking common point where they meet as a center, we can draw a circle. Okay, just we discuss now. Now the answer of second, it is not possible to draw more than one circle passing through these points. Since they are non-collinear points, we cannot draw more than one circle. Okay, so next activity is that activity number third. Take three collinear points D, E, F. Here it is shown in figure D, E and F. Try to draw a circle passing through these points. If you are not able to draw a circle, think of the reason. So here is the answer. Here in figure you can see that D, E and F are collinear points. Okay, they are collinear points, but perpendicular bisector of DE and EF do not intersect at a common point. Here you can see perpendicular bisector of DE is line L and perpendicular bisector of EF is line M, but they do not intersect, so we are not getting common point here. Okay, hence there is no single common point from which circle can be drawn passing through points D, E and F. Hence we cannot draw a circle passing through points D, E and F. Okay, hope you understand this activity. Now after these activities we have made some statements. So what are that? First is that infinite circles pass through one point. Okay, infinite circles pass through one point. Then next is that infinite circles pass through two distinct points. Okay, we have seen this activity. Then third statement is there is unique circle passing through three non-collinear points. Okay, if we have given three non-collinear points, there will be only one circle which can pass through that three non-collinear points, and the last is no circle can pass through three collinear points. Okay, so now we will see next topic, that is secant and tangent. So first of all, let us see its definition. So here is the first definition of tangent. What is that? A line which touches the circle only in one point is called tangent of the circle. Okay, and what is secant? A line which intersects a circle in 2 points is called a secant. Okay, so easy definitions are there, and here are the figures for reference. So here line n, okay, this line n touches the circle in 2 points. Okay, it intersects the circle in 2 points, here point A and point B, so we are calling it as a secant. Okay, and then here is line L which touches the circle only in one point P. Okay, and that is why it is a tangent. So one more time I will read the definition of tangent: a line which touches the circle only in one point, so it is called as tangent, and a line which intersects a circle in 2 points is called a secant. Hope you have understood these both definitions. Now let us move towards the theorems. So here is the first theorem, that is tangent theorem, and the statement is that a tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. So let us discuss this theorem. So this proof is indirect or by contradiction. By contradiction means what? We suppose one statement first of all in the proof, and at the end it becomes wrong. Okay, so like this we prove this theorem. So in given line L is a tangent to the circle with center O. Here you can see in figure 3.10. Line L is a tangent to circle with center O at the point of contact A. Okay, here L is the tangent and OA is the radius and A is the point of contact. Now what we have to prove? See here, to prove line L is perpendicular to the radius OA, we have to show that line L is a tangent. Okay, means we have to show it only touches at one point, isn't it? Now in proof what we assume? We assume that line L is not perpendicular to segment OA. Okay, just before I told that we have to prove this theorem by contradiction. So what we assume first, that line L is not perpendicular to segment OA. Okay, then what we get? Suppose segment OB is drawn perpendicular to line L. Now see in figure 3.11. Okay, here we have drawn another figure. So segment OB is drawn perpendicular to line L. Of course B is not same as A. Okay, here OB and OA. Now take a point C on line L such that ABC, they are collinear, and BA equal to BC, this BA equal to BC. Now what happens in next step? Now in triangle OBC, here you can see triangle OBC. Okay, it is right angle triangle, isn't it? Then segment BC is congruent with segment BA, you can see in figure. Okay, it is our construction. Next is angle OBC is congruent to angle OBA, by which property? They are right angle triangle. Each angle is of 90 degrees, isn't it? Next is segment OB is congruent with segment OB. Then what is next? Triangle OBC is congruent with triangle OBA by side angle side test. Okay, we have seen this test of congruence in previous videos. So this triangle OBC and triangle OBA is congruent with which test? Side angle side test. Okay, therefore OC is equal to OA. Okay, therefore we can write OC is equal to OA, but segment OA is a radius. Okay, what we assume first? OA is a radius here, therefore segment OC must also be radius. Why? Because we write here OC is equal to OA, therefore segment OC must also be radius if OA is radius, isn't it? Therefore C lies on the circle. C lies on the circle, and that means line L intersects the circle in two distinct points A and C. But it is not possible because we know that tangent touches the circle in only one point. So there may be some mistake in our assumption, isn't it? Therefore, but line L is a tangent. It is given to us. Line L is a tangent. Therefore, it intersects the circle in only one point. Hence, our assumption that line L is not perpendicular to a radius OA is wrong. Here in proof you can see we had made assumption that line L is not perpendicular to segment OA, and here we get clarification that L is a tangent. Therefore, our assumption that line L is not perpendicular to radius OA is wrong. Therefore, line L is perpendicular to radius OA. Okay. Okay, after the theorem, here is the converse part of tangent theorem. And what is the statement? A line perpendicular to a radius at its point on the circle is a tangent to the circle. Okay, so here is the given and figure. So in given, what we have, M is the center of circle. Here you can see figure, M is the center of circle and segment MN is a radius. Line L is perpendicular to segment MN. This line L is perpendicular to segment MN at N. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove that line L is a tangent to the circle, isn't it? Why? Because it touches the circle at only one point at N, isn't it? Now we have to prove this only. So in proof, we have take any point P other than N, okay, other than N on the line L and draw segment MP. Now here we get right angle triangle. So now in triangle MNP, angle N is a right angle triangle. Therefore, segment MP is the hypotenuse. Okay. Therefore, if segment MP is hypotenuse, then it is greater than segment MN. Okay, MN is what? MN is our radius. Therefore, segment MP is greater than segment MN. Why? Because it is the hypotenuse. And as segment MN is radius, point P can't be on the circle. Okay, if we say that MN is radius, then here what we assume? We assume that point P is on the circle, but point P is not on the circle. Okay, it is on the line. Therefore, no other point except point N of line L is on the circle. Therefore, line L intersects the circle in only one point, that is N. And therefore, if the line L intersects the circle only in one point, that means that line L is a tangent to this circle. Okay, therefore line L is a tangent to the circle. So hope you understand this converse part of tangent theorem.
Thank you for watching Ramanujan Maths Academy. चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके बेल आइकॉन प्रेस कीजिए. लाइक, कमेंट एंड शेयर.